10 second, 5 second, start. Considering the aforesaid facts and circumstances of the case, and on reappreciation of the evidence, when the High Court has come to the conclusion that the findings recorded by the learned trial court while acquitting the accused were preserved and even contrary to the evidence on record and or misreading of the evidence, the High Court has rightly interfered with the judgment and order of acquittal passed by the learned trial court and has rightly convicted the accused. In the present case, the appellant original accused number 4 was specifically named right from the very beginning in the FIR. He has been attributed the specific role. The same has been established and proved from the evidence of PW4, even if the deposition of PW2 is for the time being ignored. No error has been committed by the High Court in interfering with the judgment and order of acquittal passed by the learned trial court. In view of the above and for the reasons stated above, we see no reason to interfere with the impugned judgment and order passed by the High Court, reversing the acquittal and convicting the accused. We are in complete agreement with the view taken by the High Court. The present appeal is accordingly dismissed as the appellant Guru Dutt Pathak, original accused number 4, was granted interim bail up to 30/4/2021 and thereafter the same has not been extended by this court, and the present appeal is now dismissed. If the accused has not surrendered so far, he shall surrender himself forthwith to serve out the sentence. This appeal is filed against the judgment of the Bombay High Court in second appeal number 537 of 1991, where in the second appeal was allowed in favor of the respondent and the decree in favor of the appellant herein was set aside. This case arises out of a contract entered into between the appellant, since deceased represented through legal heirs, and the respondent, initially appellant's husband, was running a business of stationery in the name of Karandhikar Brothers before his untimely demise in the year 1962. After his demise, she continued the business for some time. After a while, she was unable to run the business and accordingly decided to let the respondent run the same for some time. She entered into an agreement dated 7/2/1963. Time after time, the contract was duly extended. In 1980s, desiring to start her husband's business again, appellant herein issued a notice dated 20/12/1980 requesting the respondent herein to vacate the suit premises by 31/1/1981. The respondent replied to the aforesaid notice claiming that the sale of business was incidental, rather the contract was a rent agreement. Aggrieved by the respondent's reply, the appellant herein filed a civil suit being RCS number 764 of 1981 before the Court of Joint Civil Judge, Junior Division, Pune. Accordingly, the trial court ordered the respondent to hand over the suit property to the appellant herein, including the furniture and other articles. Aggrieved by the trial court judgment, the respondent filed an appeal before the Court of Additional District Judge, Pune, in Civil Appeal number 979 of 1988. On 29/7/1991, the Additional District Judge rendered a judgment dismissing the appeal filed by the respondent herein. Aggrieved by the dismissal, the respondent herein filed a second appeal before the High Court of Bombay in Second Appeal number 537 of 1991 by impugned order dated 7/11/2009. The High Court of Bombay allowed the second appeal and set aside the trial court's order as well as the first appellate court's order, and held that the respondent had entered into a license agreement which is covered under Section 15A of the Bombay Rent